Hello and welcome to Nourish Women Now. My name is Stephanie Dawn, and I am here with my lovely co-host Carmela Velarde. And this is Nourish Women Now for November. Carmela and I have been producing this event for almost all of 2022 when I realized that I had a lot more I wanted to say about women who help women, could really be supporting them in terms of how it is that we and they are nourishing their bodies. So welcome. If you are a midwife or a doula, you are in the right place. If you are a woman who serves other women in any capacity, you are in the right place. If you are a leader in women's health, if you are a caregiver who needs to be cared for, you're in the right place. And if you are a mom needing nutritional support, you're definitely in the right place. So I want to just define for you all what does nourish mean? So we hear this a lot in our profession. Nourish. What does it mean? It means to cause to grow or live in a healthy state, especially by providing with enough good food or nutrients. So nourish and detox is sort of like our mantra here. And believe it or not, with our protocols, you can actually do both. And you might go, how's that possible? Well, we'll get into the details of that a little bit later. But before we do, I want to just offer that this is something that I came up with mid-year this year, that the well-nourished woman loves herself completely so she can give to others deeply. So many of us give from the well that is depleted. It's the nature of women. We give, we serve, we show up. We're there for our children, even before we're there for ourselves. So this was me not so long ago. And I am a mom of two teenage boys. They are 16 and 18. I am the creator of a work that I call Sacred Birth Work and the Sacred Birth Mentor Program, a teaching that I created to support women to create a sacred birth wherever they birth, wherever they choose to birth. And I'm a longtime birth rights and health freedom activist, and I'm the former chair of the Million Mom Movement Council. And I was able to serve with Carmela for several of those years. I served for 4 years. And that is the activist arm of our superfoods company. So 6 years ago, I was a hot mess. I was perimenopausal. I was 10 years postpartum. I had candida, and I did not know what to do. And a beautiful colleague of mine, a doctor, she was actually my client. Her name is Dr. Loie Medvin. And for those of you who know Janine Parvati Baker in the birth world, this was Janine's daughter, Dr. Loie. And so Dr. Loie was the one that first introduced me to the Purium health products and the superfoods that have absolutely changed my life. We don't know what we don't know when it comes to life and when it comes to nutrition, and certainly when it comes to parenting our kids. And so, I was way more concerned about getting the organic strawberries into my children's mouth than I was into getting them into my own mouth. Well, Purium changed all that for me. I started prioritizing my own nutrition daily. I used to be the chick that would go to Whole Foods and buy myself a green drink, green juice, and think I was good for the next 5 to 7 weeks. That was me. Okay. I had no idea the importance of daily nutrition. I understood organic food. I had organic food in my home, in my pantry, but I didn't understand the importance of daily nutrition. So Purium changed all of that for me. And, I ended up losing 50 postpartum pounds that I could not get off of me 10 years later. And then another part of my story, which is pretty serious, actually. 3 years ago, I found out that I had a breast cancer diagnosis, stage 3 breast cancer, metastasis to the lymph nodes. And I made the determination to heal my body naturally. And while I've done many things to really transform the appearance of cancer in my body, what I want you all to know is that Purium has been the nutritional foundation for me every step of the way. And I stand behind it 100%. And so when it comes to, my own journey, when it comes to helping the women and moms in my organization in our larger Purium field, what we have here does not compare to anything else. Like literally people always say, well, what's the competition? I'm like, there isn't any. No competition. We stand alone. And so I want to share with you really the inspiration for this specific presentation of Nourish Women Now really came from a woman whose name is Hannah. And she suffered from postpartum psychosis. And when she shared her story with several people in various Facebook Lives, I really was moved. I didn't really understand what postpartum psychosis was. And so I want to share Hannah's story with you. I suffered postpartum psychosis. I had delusions, paranoia, and suspiciousness. I had difficulty communicating and lost complete touch with reality, feeling confused and unaware. I had terrifying thoughts about the safety of myself and my baby. I truly thought if I admitted what was really going on in my head, they would take my baby away, put me in jail or a straitjacket. I was not in my right mind and I was petrified. I was so scared to put this out there for the fear of negative judgments, but realized I had to let go of carrying this heavy burden of negativity all around, fear of hiding the stigma around postpartum psychosis, anxiety, and depression. I don't want to hide it or hide behind it because this transformation saved my life and saved my marriage. So the transformation that she's talking about is the 30-day protocol that we'll be talking about more deeply here. My postpartum was bad. I mean, really bad. I couldn't drive. I made excuses why I couldn't attend dinners or social events. I was deeply embarrassed and ashamed. I had no logical thoughts. I couldn't tell the time. I would look at the clock, but not understand. So I set alarms to feed my daughter. Terrifying. I had a deep sense and fear of slipping away, partnered with suicidal visions and thoughts. Even my periods were so bad, I would lie on the floor vomiting or have diarrhea. It was awful. My irritability was unfair to my family, yet I had no control. I spent thousands on doctors, acupuncture, naturopathic therapists, herbs, diets, hypnosis. Nothing was working. Unsure of it all, I decided to invest in myself one more time and committed to the 30-day ultimate lifestyle transformation. Almost 4 years postpartum, I can finally say I am symptom-free. 15 days into the protocol, my husband looked over at me and said, babe, whatever you're doing, never stop. I can now drive. I no longer need to nap. And most importantly, I feel like I'm showing up for my family, not wasting another day in the postpartum blur I have been living in. I feel more confident, more focused, more present. My husband and I are better than ever, and I feel like I am not missing another moment. My PMS has gone away. I have to set an alarm to remind me when I will start my period, as I have no more symptoms. Such an added bonus I didn't see coming. And I lost the stubborn 10 postpartum pounds that just wouldn't shed. This protocol has literally put breath back in my body. I will be forever grateful to have found these products and the simple solutions they have given me. I write this with the hope that others don't have to feel alone and can find the strength to get through their own postpartum journeys. If I can help just one mama, my transformation story will be worth it. We just celebrated my daughter's 4th birthday. For the first time, I truly celebrated. I was there, present, grateful, and happy. Finding true joy in life again has been my everything, she says. So that is why we're here. I don't believe that any woman, any mother should ever have to suffer through postpartum depression and psychosis. It can be handled with nutrition. This is not shared with women. It's not shared in the birth world. It certainly was not being spoken about by any of the women that I've worked with all these years in the birth world, the importance of nutrition. So that's why we're here. Thank you, thank you, thank you to my co-host, Carmela Velarde, for taking this journey with me. It means so much to me that you have been here with me, my side by on this mission. Carmela is a mom of a 9 and a 12-year-old. She is a holistic health counselor and licensed massage therapist for the past 20 years. She previously owned a yoga and wellness center in NYC, and she taught Khalsa Way prenatal Kundalini yoga. She is a proud member of the Million Mom Movement Council. Thank you so much for being here with me tonight, Carmela. I love you.
I received that and I reflect it back. Thank you so much, Stephanie, for all you do, who you are, what you've done to create this container for nourishing women now. And the time is now. I think just hearing this story again and again, I just get so emotional because I was that woman too. I was that woman just like you, looking for answers, completely debilitated by my health issues, and really looking for the best source of reprieve. And I felt that every place I turned, all the allopathic doctors, even really just specifically birth workers, they didn't know where to point me with everything having to do with my gut health issues. And that's what I had taken on since I was very young, was this path to healing my body. And I'd say as soon as maybe even 3-4 years old, I knew I had racing thoughts, ADHD. I had inflammatory skin conditions due to food triggers constantly. I was hospitalized multiple times just to bring the inflammation down. Immunizational therapies, like injecting allergens every weekend for years. And none of those immunizational ways helped my immune system. And then I had this terrible PMS. I was just talking to my guest, who's going to be coming on shortly, who's a naturopath herself. And she and I have a lot of very similar stories with the skin, with hormonal health. And I'm really passionate about this topic. I'm a prenatal yoga teacher with a Khalsa Way, and I also do massage therapy specifically for women pre and postpartum, because I know how you need to reconnect with the body with touch therapy. It's such an important and integral part in just feeling connected again to yourself, mind, body, and spirit, and having a third party be a witness to that process. And then comes in the nutrition. So about 8.5 years ago, I was on this journey with a 30-day ultimate lifestyle transformation, and it shifted my awareness of what toxicities in our environment can really do over time, the compounding effect. And when you read the book, which is called The Toxin That Came to Dinner, you see the statistics. You see how in the 70s, it's been sprayed on the crops, and over 70% of the crops in America are now really just, it's laden with this chemical called glyphosate, the active ingredient Roundup. And what it does to our hormone, our endocrine system, it wreaks havoc because it blocks our body's ability to actually absorb any of the nutrition that will help us thrive. So for women who are having these babies, if we don't have access to these nutrients and minerals are a huge part of our balance, then we can't thrive. It's impossible. It's not possible. And so when we really break down this program, this simple program that anyone can do, you shift all the things, because now you're able to absorb. And that's what I felt. I felt my body again. I felt that sensitivity that's really required for me to raise my 2 children. I was nursing both of them for 3 years each. And as a caregiver, we are the ones who are at greater risk for poor health and poor physical, mental health, including depression and anxiety. And then you couple on COVID and all the other stressors of caregiving. We are the ones we need to really support. And I raise my hand because, well, if I don't, who will? And if not right now, it's only getting worse. I always tell my husband, look at these movies of women who, before the 70s, they were not inflamed and they were older. Now, the older we all get, We just are assumed to be heavier and inflamed, but that's only because of the chemicals. And when you look at these movies from the women in the 60s, 70s, the men too, well, especially the women because of hormones, well, this is not our future. We can change the future. We can be the change. So we can maintain our health in a way. And I've seen 30 pounds weight loss within 3 months from this program. I was able to reverse my PMS symptoms, and I knew every month how to work my hormones based on my regular cycle that I've always had. I was able to reverse my skin condition, which was also very debilitating and depressing for me, because I knew that for years, decades, there was nothing that had helped it. No medicine, no topical, no internal medicine. So food is medicine. And we're here to welcome you to this lifestyle if you've never heard of it before, and really think about it as a toolbox that we can all use.
Beautiful.
So I pass the mic.
Thank you so much, Carm. So you heard a little bit about my story. You heard Hannah's story, and now you've heard Carmela's story. And now I'd like to introduce you to a woman named Ashley Morales. She is a mama of 3 beautiful babes, a wife, a functional nutritionist in the making. I want to hear more about that. She has completely transformed her life from anxious and depressed to thriving and completely medication-free. She floods her body and the entire family's bodies with whole organic nutrition and consistently removes the glyphosate. You're my hero. Every mother needs to be doing this, Ashley. Welcome to Nourish Women Now. I'm so glad you're here.
Oh my goodness. Thank you for that introduction. That's just so I'm not going to say that it's undeserved, because I'm trying to work on my own worthiness. So thank you. I'm just going to say thank you. And I really appreciate you inviting me into this space. So yes, I am a mom of 3 babes. They are truly babes. They are all under 5 years old. So it's a busy household here. They are ages 5, 4, and 2. So they're keeping me busy for sure. But our whole health journey really began, I would say it all started after having my first one, when I was really faced with needing to care for my complex PTSD and my extreme dissociative disorder that I just kind of allowed to remain in my body rent-free and just kind of forget about it and push it back to the back. And then I had my baby, and I had postpartum depression, and then all of the other mental illnesses came to the forefront, and I needed to deal with them. So that was where the journey really began, and my anxiety and my depression really started to pick up speed. And then with each passing pregnancy, I had the compounding postpartum depressions to go with it. So because my pregnancies were so close together, I also didn't have time to really replenish my body properly. I didn't have time to recover from my depression properly. I didn't have time also to lose the weight that I had put on. So all of that together, I had gotten to the point where I was about 100 pounds overweight. I had, 3 times the postpartum depression, and I had really gotten in this habit of not wanting to get out of bed. I just would do the bare minimum for my babes, literally crawl out of bed, take care of them, and then crawl back into bed, pull them back into bed with me, and just try and sleep the day away. I had no motivation. I had aches and pains all over my body. I had kind of precursors to fibromyalgia that was, anytime I went to the doctor and expressed my pains and the shocking feelings I would have, they would be like, there's nothing that we're seeing in your test. Your blood work looks great, So then it's like, that's all that you get. And so going through those, that time period was really dark. So I did end up getting on some medication, but I had gotten to the point where I actually wasn't even in control of administering my own medication because I wasn't trusted with it. So that's where I had gotten. And so that's pretty dark of a place to have been. But my husband was amazing and helped me through it. And when this program was presented to us, actually my mom, who I trust with all things health, told me about it. And so when she told me, I was like, okay, this sounds like something that I need to, my first focus, of course, because you don't assume that there's anything that can be done with all of your list of ailments. You're just thinking, okay, this is for my weight loss, and this is what we're going to focus on. And then, of course, my son had gotten, my middle son, he was 2 at the time. He had gotten to the point where he had patches of dry skin all over his body that he would scratch until he bled. So that was heartbreaking for my husband and I. And so we really wanted to reset everything, because everything we tried holistically wouldn't touch it. So we knew, once we did some research, gut health was the solution that we needed to address. So, and when we were like, okay, it's gut health, then of course that all of us needed that. My husband actually, poor guy, was at the point where he was almost every single night waking up in the middle of the night throwing up. So that was because of an acid flare-up with GERD-like symptoms. So those types of things are what our family was dealing with, but you don't think that anything can fix that, or even you don't have any hope that that's going to be bettered by just changing a few things. So we began this journey together, my husband and I, and then, of course, incorporated things that we needed to into my son's day, well, all 3 of our kids, really. And so what we saw was, in a couple of days, my son's skin was completely cleared up. And then now, to this point, he hasn't had a flare-up at all. He's actually gotten to the point where we can't even see where his scarring used to be. We don't even know where it was on his body, which is amazing. My husband, after 2 weeks into this program, he had about maybe, let's see, I would say maybe every month we'd go through Costco size antacids. And after 2 weeks, he wasn't even reaching for those anymore. And so then when it came to me, of course, I did lose inflammation. My aches and my joints, my back pain was pretty much gone. And then I started to see the weight just falling off. And of course, over a long period of time, about 8 months, and this whole lost period of time, I have not gained anything back, which is amazing for my whole life yo-yo dieting. So to know that I'm just nourishing my body and have continued on my weight loss journey, I've lost over 55 pounds, and I've just loved where this journey is taking me, to just thinking of myself as a healthy person now. And then, but what the biggest transformation, of course, was, because all of those things, I feel like for my body, I was like, that's a side benefit compared to where I am mentally. I am just a completely different person. I have more confidence in myself. And the fact that I was, in a month and a half, able to, with my doctor telling me, these medications are hurting you now more than they're helping you. So in a month and a half after starting the program, I was completely off my medication for antidepressants and anxiety. So that's the change that you get to see, is that hypernourishing is truly what your body is asking for, and everything is just a symptom of the depletion.
Right. Oh my God, your story is so great. So I know you'll only have a few more minutes here, and you're not just a customer of these products, you are a brand partner, and you're not just a brand partner, you're a diamond with the company, which is a really big deal. Will you please talk about what inspired you to become a brand partner, and a little bit about your journey to diamond?
Yeah, of course. So of course, with having such an amazing transformation, how can you not talk about it? But even before that, I saw what was possible. I've always been interested and fascinated by any MLMs, and I knew that that was going to be an amazing business model to follow, but I could never find a company that had the integrity. I could never find a company that had the compensation. And so or the support. Oh my goodness. To say the support is what got me here is like the understatement of the century, because any other company that you can ever join is going to basically say, here's your starter kit, go and conquer. And you're like, excuse me, do what? And so, but to be given the basically like you're there's the mountain, here's all the tools, also I'm going to hold your hand the entire way now, and you've got this amazing, band of just these women here in themselves. And then you just get to just know that you're traveling on this journey together. Then knowing that we have such an amazing compensation plan was really something that I didn't think was possible. And to be an emerging leader is something I guess I always wanted, but I didn't know I wanted. But when you have amazing training, I mean, we get an amazing mindset coach every single week that this company just provides for us for free. Like, who does that? Like, she's out there training the millionaires. And then, by the way, she trains you too, because you plug into that and you will have this rock hard, solid foundation of building a business on that really is unlike any other. So definitely saw the benefits of that for sure. And I didn't expect to have it be so impactful for me to hit diamond, but it really was. It was. I woke up the next day and I was like, wow, I did it. But it really was the team, and it was an effort. And to be able to know that I've inspired other women and even there's some men on my team that have been able to understand the importance of nutrition and the importance of getting the word out on ridding the body of glyphosate has been so fun. And like, you just get to link arms with the best people, all with a common goal and a common, just this amazing little circle that you get to create for yourself, and then just run with them. So that's what my experience personally has been.
Beautiful, Ashley. Thank you so much for sharing your stories. I want to honor your time. It's 5:30. And, God bless you and your family, and the continued education that you're going to be doing of educating about glyphosate, because this is a very important topic to me. And I am looking at doing some more trainings and educating in 2023 about this. So I'm going to be hitting you up, girl. Yeah. Well, you have a blessed night, and thanks for joining us tonight, Ashley.
Thank you for having me.
Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness, Carm. Any thoughts about what you've just heard here, my dear?
Hearing your story, Ashley, was, to me, I love that you were really focusing us all in on how much mental health meant so much for you amongst all of the issues of your entire family, how that was what was most impactful for you in your life. And people don't connect gut health and nutrition being a direct solution for it, but it is. And I really want that to hit home for the women that are going to be listening to this in the future and who are here tonight.
Yeah. Yeah. And getting off of the prescription drugs, right? And she just showed us, you do not have to receive a diagnosis of postpartum depression and feel like you've got nowhere to go, like that you're helpless, So anyways, so glad to hear your story, Ashley. I think she's gone now, but well, Carm, I'm going to pass the baton to you and your beautiful guest.
Yes, thank you so much. And it's an honor. It's an honor to have these two guests on today. And My guest is a dear brand partner in my business, and her name is Sarah Elsherbeny. She's relatively new to Purium, which I'm really grateful for her to come on and really participate in our community for the birth workers. She's actually a second year naturopathic medical student and midwifery student. She's a Reiki 2 practitioner. She's a transformational coach and a CEO of Soul Stick Energy. She's passionate about helping women find their soul purpose, utilizing their soul essence and source energy. And I believe she also has a podcast that she launched just recently as well. So she's quite a voice for really helping women. And Sarah, how are you tonight? Good to have you.
Thank you so much, Carm. Definitely learning to receive that very well. I'm doing amazing. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, we brought you on here because, well, yours is a new journey and you're not a mom, but you are a birth worker in the making. And I just wanted to connect you to this community because what is it that called you really? And we just had a talk on our social media about this. So I know intimately, but tell us in detail. We'd love to hear your story.
Yeah, I would love to share it with you guys. So we're going to take it back to 2014 because that's when I really struggled a lot with my health. Mentally, I was, depression, anxiety, everything. I had absolutely, hold on, buddy. I babysit kids for a living too. So, but yeah, so I struggle a lot with depression and anxiety. And that was when I truly, obviously, was given my diagnosis and was like, hey, this is what you got. And on top of that, I struggled with acne well into my late 20s. And I just couldn't figure out what the issue was. I really struggled with emotional eating as well. I got to a point in my life where I showed up to school just to eat, just to like stuff my face with comfort food that now I, thankfully to Purium, I don't even like crave a lot of the stuff anymore. But so with that being said, I had been on a lot of medical pharmaceuticals. I have been given cocktails of medication. I've been given antibiotics to do whatever it needs to do for my acne. And I just went back and forth, and the acne came back, and then it went away, and it came back, and it went away again. And then on top of all that, I struggled with my weight on and off. Like I got to a point in my life where I was the heaviest I've ever been personally, where I was like 162 pounds. I was honestly just, for lack of better words, I was just very like kind of just disgusted with myself, honestly. Like I deal with so much like self-esteem issues that I got to a point in my life where I was like, this is it. This is rock bottom. I need to figure something out because this isn't the person I was. I was never this kind of person. It was kind of like my light started to dim in a way. Like even coworkers noticed and were like, where's the bubbly Sarah? Where's the Sarah that we all know? And, and even being on the medication that they supposedly say are supposed to help you, like, I felt like that did more harm to me than good. Like, it really even dimmed my light even more. So it wasn't until about, I would say, 2016, a few years later, that I was introduced to just plant medicine and healing naturally. And I fell down that rabbit hole of like learning about herbs and medicine and foods and all of these different kind of things where you can actually take this stuff and it can support your body, it can support your hormones. And being a woman, like I come from a background, so I'm originally Egyptian, and I come from a background where women's health, they don't really talk about it so much. It's kind of very stigmatized. And, especially when we talk about cycles and things like that, it's not something that we talk about a lot. So, we're going, buddy. Give me a second. And so, with that being said, I did my own research. I did my own work, and Alicia had introduced me to Purium about 6 months ago, and Purium wasn't something new to me. It wasn't new, actually. I was introduced to it about 2 years ago, and at that time, I believe in divine timing. So even though it was introduced to me 2 years ago, I don't think I was ready to step into that position and that power for myself yet. And I just am so passionate about nutrition, because here I am 6 months into being on these products, and they have like truly changed my life. Like, my skin doesn't even break out as much, you know. I don't crave sugar anymore, and that was something that I used to crave super badly. Like, I literally, maybe like a couple weeks ago, finally threw away some cookies that I had in my fridge, because we all save those things in our fridge for a rainy day, you know, and I wasn't touching them. I wasn't doing any of that. So I threw it all away, and, you know, my mood is so much better. I just have much more long-lasting energy. And through Purium, I would say, like, was when I even, you know, I'm already very interested in like cycle thinking. That's something that I have dove into, and I'm very passionate about teaching that to women, so that they do understand their cycles, and that they do understand that you can eat certain foods around different parts of your cycle, and your cycles are actually very similar to the seasons, where you have fall, winter, spring, summer. And just as we were taught to also, I would say taught back in the day, right? Because this is how we used to eat, where we would eat in accordance to the seasons and how we should be eating. Your cycles are very similar to that. And it was very mind-blowing to me how it all connected. And so I kind of just like made it a mission of mine to like help women understand their cycles, because they don't want us to understand our cycles. They don't want us to have that control and that power to know that you can control every aspect of your body. And it's kind of sad, but like that's the reality of it. So I, especially like I said, again, being Egyptian and being that this isn't something that's widely, you know, talked about or even taught, I really make it part of like my life's mission to really focus on like helping women understand nutrition and understand that you can, you know, eat your cycles and all of that. And you don't have to be working out hard all the time. Your body doesn't even need that. And yeah, I mean, Purium kind of just made that a little bit easier for me in a way. And I'm excited to bring this to my future practice as well as I work with women, because that's something that I'm very passionate about as well.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that. And yeah, cycle syncing. And I know tomorrow we have a special talk on yin deficiency and female hormone balance. So yes, we are very passionate. And I love that you brought me into this conversation for women's health. Yeah, so thank you so much for sharing. And I'm excited for you to bring this lifestyle, this organic superfood lifestyle, into your midwifery practice as well.
I'm so excited. I can already see it. It's going to be beautiful, and I'm very excited to be able to offer that to people. So I think it's
beautiful, Sarah. Thank you so much for taking time out of your evening to be with us here tonight and to share your heart and your journey and, you know, where you're headed for the future. You are, you know, your willingness, your ability to take this to new mamas, girl, this is what we're here to do, you know, because no doctors are talking about nutrition for moms, and many midwives are not either, which is why I really wanted to start this Nourish Women Now and to keep it going. Carmen and I will be bringing this into 2023. So watch for the calendar for that, because you can all be bringing, you know, those of you who are here who are brand partners, you can all be bringing your people to this and be learning from, you know, as we talk story, as my friends in Hawaii like to say. You know, it's important. We need to hear each other's stories. We need to hear how women have been helped by nutrition. So thank you. And thanks to the little guy in the back who was like squealing after you. Right on. Okay. So Carm, I want to talk a little bit more about, I don't want to get too much into the products here. I don't want to get too much into the protocol, there's a lot of different options for those of you who want options, or who need to know what would be the recommendation. Get with the person that invited you here, and they will help you determine the right path for you. So, because at Purium, we've just got so many different things, so many different paths, really, depending on what your goals are. Okay. The ultimate lifestyle transformation is what most of us have been talking about. And then there's several different permutations of the ULT. So, but that is really, protein, fruits, veggies, probiotic, prebiotic, and then we've got the cleansing herbs that remove the parasites. So I would pretty much say, I couldn't say this 6 years ago, but I can say today that everyone needs what we have. There's no question in my mind now, having watched very, very serious diagnoses, including, of course, postpartum depression and psychosis, be transformed in our friends, in our families, in our colleagues. It's been jaw-dropping for me. And so I would really rather talk about, if you are here because you are interested in weaving this into your bag of tricks, your bag of goodies, right, that you have in your practice, I want to talk about the business, Carm, because you know me. I'm a business coach. I'm a sacred business coach. I love helping women double and triple their income. It's just something that gives me a lot of joy. And so I want to talk a little bit about my business story, and then I want to go back to Carm, because, we could have just stayed as happy customers, right? We transformed our health. It's like, no, we want to pay it forward. And that's what we do as women. When we hear about something good, we want to share. So that's what I did 6 years ago. I was like, what? I've lost 21 pounds in, just a handful of months. I need to share what's happening to me. And I wasn't like a crazy person working out at the gym. I was like, it was just falling off of me, similar to what Ashley was saying earlier. I was like, this is meaningful to me. A lot of it was inflammation. A lot of it was water weight. And so what I learned is that when we energize health, the weight will go to where it needs to go. Right. So I just casually started sharing on Facebook. And before long, I was ranking up through the ranks of our company without even trying. And then I was like, I wonder what's possible if I actually put some real concerted energy into this opportunity. What's possible then? And it's at that point that I found a brand partner, and then I found other brand partners, and that I quickly ranked up to diamond, where Ashley's at. And I'm now a blue diamond with the company, running for black. I have a very active, robust, beautiful team of women and men. And honestly, for those of you who are on my team who are here tonight, you are all health leaders in my eyes. Some of them work as health coaches. Some of them are stay-at-home moms. Some of them work in the 9-to-5 world. One of the gals here tonight works at an optometrist office. Like, these women are finding their way. Women and men are finding their way in the nooks and crannies of their life to be working a Purium business. So it's possible to do it while you're working full-time. I was working full-time as a business coach, and I really wasn't looking for another stream of income. But when I started learning about the power of residual income married with these products, this protocol, I was like, oh, I have found my exit from the dollars for hours paradigm. It was clear as day to me, and I wasn't even looking for an exit, But when I learned about residual income and I saw how hard I was working as a coach, don't get me wrong, I loved my clients and I still love my clients. I still work as a sacred business coach, but I was working hard every single day. And, I was tired. And now I don't work hard. I work consistently and I love what I do. I love my work, but I don't work as hard as I once did. The residual income is an elegant business model, and I show up a little bit and I get big gains. And so that's what I want for you. If you want that for yourself, if you are looking to add it as another stream of income to what you're already doing, or maybe you are looking at it as an exit strategy from your on-call life. Maybe you are a midwife or you are a doula and you're just like, I'm doing this now, but I don't want to be doing it forever. This can be that. This can be an exit strategy for you to be earning residual income alongside of what you're currently doing. So I'll just share a little bit more about my story. So I was working Purium part-time while I was working as a business coach leading up to the breast cancer diagnosis. And I shared about that, right? I've been doing a few Zooms today. So I did share about that, right, Carm? Right? Okay. I just want to make sure that okay. So I received the breast cancer diagnosis and everything stopped. My life as I knew it effectively stopped. And so I stopped business coaching. Bye-bye business coaching income. Bye-bye coaching clients. I love you. I'm not working right now. You know what didn't stop? My Purium income. I'd been building a team part-time over 3 years. And so when I took myself away from my Purium team, I had my Purium mama, Rachel, step in and care for my team while I was caring for my body and my life and working to transform the cancer in my body. I can't even tell you the gratitude that I feel for this business, this income model, and the beautiful organization that I've manifested. Heaven forbid I should ever have to step out again and not be able to work. But if I do, I have financial insurance. And so if you want that, I want that for you. And so does Carm, right, Carm? You want to share a little bit about your business story, babe?
Oh, this is very passionate for me too, because it's changed my life. I've been able to stay home with my children. I do this full time. I'm also a Blue Diamond with a company, and the organization I have now is not the one I had started with. And I built it over and over and consistently. But what I loved was during the pandemic, I was able to double my income, and I was able to release a full-time job, which I was working as a lifestyle specialist for an autism special needs adult community. And it took me out of the house 2 nights out of the week where I'd sleep over. And that took me away from my family. So it's given me back really my life. And this is for the past 2.5 years. I've been able to really work it full time and put down my hands-on healing. I was a licensed massage therapist for 2 years. I was also teaching classes. I had a full-time brick and mortar, which I'm an entrepreneur through and through. I know that I love making my time. And when people talk about wealth, I think they're actually always talking about freedom and happiness. And I know a lot of people have money, but don't have the freedom and don't have the happiness. And it really provides you just that. Like, I will 100% tell you that you choose who you want to work with, when you want to work with them, and you really make your own hours. I know a lot of people in this business, they end their hours so that they can be with their family. And it's very healthy. You don't get that anywhere. I had a brick and mortar. I literally lived in it. I'd lived in it because I opened it and I closed it. I did all of the things. And so, and I worked as an independent contractor. I've been a performing and recording artist, so I get the residual income too. But with this, it is creating a legacy business. And legacy is what we always want. What are we known for? What will people remember about the life that you led? And what lives have you impacted? And my mom is very philanthropic. And I feel like this really feeds into that need. If you want to help people, we just formed a plastic-free alliance with David Sandoval, the founder and formulator. And that's a huge mission there. We're calling upon all those other companies who agree with our mission, which is to help end human suffering and focus on planetary wellness at the same time. So when we're talking about food and nutrition, and we're talking about planetary wellness, they have to be, congruent. They have to be, because we are part of this earth. We are of this earth. And when you think of ourselves separate and polarized, this is the 3D world that they want us to be separate. They want us to think that we require this external source, when really the earth provides. The earth has always provided. And so we're really bringing back people to the source, but really connecting them to abundance and money. And urgency is synonymous with wealth. So with this business, you really learn through the compensation plan how to get into action, not alone, with others, human connection, which is what all of us need to survive and thrive, is other humans working together in some, like, simpatico, in collaboration. That is true wealth. Like you create a family, you create your own, spiritual connection. And we talk about spiritual birth working. We talk about, really, spiritual nutrition is plant medicine. So I love everything that this stands for in alignment with creating wealth for my family, because everything we do here, it translates into what we bring home to our kids and our partners. So it's provided a lot for me, and I'm very grateful.
Thank you so much, Carm. Yeah, I just want to riff on what you were saying there. This truly is a sacred walk for me every step of the way, whether I'm sharing about my cancer journey with someone who's dealing with cancer and they want to know what they should be doing nutritionally, whether it's talking with a postpartum mama who wants to lose that weight, right? Like, just getting in intimately with people around how it is that they're loving themselves, right? Because food is a form of love. And so how are we nourishing ourselves or not nourishing ourselves, right? And then the coaching and the mentoring and the sacred business work that I get to do with my team, like, oh my God, it just doesn't get any better, and the prosperity work that I get to do with my team, like, it's joyful to me. It's so satisfying. And to watch people grow, and to watch them elevate in their income, it's like, it's just so satisfying. So I get to wear a lot of hats like you do, Carm, and it's really fun. It's just really, really fun. And you don't have to be a health coach. I'm not. You don't have to be a health practitioner. I'm not. One of the things I like to call myself is a radical detox goddess, because I am that. I've learned a lot about how to detox the body in all the ways because of the cancer journey and the heavy metal toxicity that I've been navigating. So, you can find your own way, you find your own lane through this business. And as Ashley was saying, there is so much support here. There is so much love. There is so much community, and you're not alone. You're not building a business on your own. And that's been incredibly meaningful to me, to have the level of support that I've been given and that I now bestow on my team. The way that I was treated, that's how we treat our team. So it's really, really something else. And it is like family, just as you were saying, Carmela, there's a lot of love here. So if this, if you're hearing what we're saying, if you're picking up what we're putting down, we want you to join us. We want to have another conversation with you about what's possible with Purium, either for your health or for your wealth, or both. All right. So thank you so much, Carmela, for your time. Thank you for this amazing year together. And I'm excited for 2023 and all that we're going to be doing and creating together with you, Carm, and with so many of you that I see that are on this Zoom. So much love to you all. And yeah, we really want to talk with you more about what we have here. It's we're going nowhere but up with this company. So God bless you all. Thank you and good night.
Thank you, Steph. Thanks everyone for being here.
Thank you guys. That was awesome.
Bye-bye.
Bye.